Hello, it's Kayuki here, doing another visual novel read. Um, just thought you guys should know that there might be a Seduce Me 3. But to get it, Michaela Lost, the creator of this game, which you should go check out her games because they are all very good. Like, seriously, really good. Um, anyway, if we get 1,000,000 bought of either Seduce Me 2 or Remember is a visual novel that has to do with remembering. It's a what do you call it? Basically like horror mystery novel. It's really good for those who don't consider you like romance as much as someone else. Um so you can get either one of those, and that would help us get a new Seduce Me game, which these games are really good. I would really love a third one. Anyway, we're gonna start right back from when our dad decided to slap us. Okay. I quickly turned around. I quickly turned and ran up the stairs to my room, slamming the door behind me. My breath came in short pants, like this, and for a while I just leaned against the door to my bedroom, eventually sliding down and sitting against it. How did things become like this? My cheek was throbbing, and I tentatively stood up and looked in the mirror to see how it looked. Hopefully it doesn't bruise. What am I saying? Tears formed in the corner of my eyes, but I blinked them back rapidly. I couldn't cry twice in the same day. I had to be stronger than that.
Are you alright? Your father told me nothing happened, but you know your father.
Her father is lying. I'm fine. I just lost my appetite.
The lasagna's done, though, and I don't want you skipping any meals. Are you sure?
Yeah, don't worry about me, Mom. I'll come downstairs later to eat.
You're not telling me the whole story.
Nope. I just don't want to eat right now.
Please, dear, tell me what's going on. I wish you would tell me why you're being like this.
Yes, I'm the one being like this. I want to tell her. A part of me was screaming to tell her what Dad had done. At the same time, I knew she couldn't fix anything. Besides, I was moving out regardless. I remained silent, letting the events remain in the past.
Well, I'll leave your food on the table if you want to eat it later.
Finally, my mom left me alone. It was strange to think that she was only a few inches away from me, only separated by a single wooden door. I really didn't know what to do. I needed to do something, anything, to get my mind off what just happened. Anything would be better than thinking anymore about the pain still reeling in my cheek. I was going to move into my grandfather's house tomorrow. I should probably pack my stuff uh so so I will be prepared for tomorrow. Yeah, good idea. I should start packing. I opened my chest, uh, remaining around of for a while. Rummaging around for a while, but I finally found two large bags, pulling them out onto the floor of my room, and then began to empty my drawers and cabinets so that I could bring all the things with me. I don't have much to bring other than just clothes and some toiletries. If it was kind of bizarre that I didn't have many personal belongings. It was like my luggage was completely devoid of them, but I certainly didn't have many things in my room that I would miss if they suddenly left the house. I shook my head, rid of myself of these thoughts. If it was going to be my new home, it would have to feel like it. No way around it. I was going to make it into my house. I just was packing my things. My phone began to ring and vibrate in my pocket. I slid the phone out of my pocket and answered it. It was sitting myself on my bed. Who could possibly be calling?
Hey, Anderson, you there?
Suzu!
Is everything alright? We were worried about you, so we decided to call.
I see that. Dot.
Hello?
I'm really glad you guys called. My voice managed to come out, though it was very whispery.
What happened? Are you okay?
Well, I slowly began to tell them about the funeral that afternoon. The small silence flowed when I was done recounting what happened, and to my relief, Naomi finally spoke up.
I can't begin to imagine how you must be feeling right now. I'm so sorry. Do you want us to come over right now?
No, it's okay. My dad isn't in a good mood because he's a douche. So I can't. Can we just keep talking on the phone like this?
Of course! We'd stay on the phone until the crack of dawn. Right, Suzu? Yeah. We're always here if you need us. After all, we wouldn't be the awesome triple threat trio without you, right?
You are the best friends ever. Well,
Triple threat trio? That sounds like the name of a gang.
it does.
Yeah, I mean, we're all taking on the world together. We've got to sound somewhat scary, or else no one's going to take us seriously.
She's right.
What's with you and naming things? You've got to step up your game, Naomi. Falling behind the cool kids like Anderson and me. Tisk tisk. Hey! I'm a cool kid! If anything, I'd say you'd have to step up your game!
We chatted cheerfully about all sorts of things. Very soon, I had forgotten about the events of that day and was I was engaged in conversation with Naomi about Naomi's favorite TV shows, some program called Prologue. That. Well, we all agreed that the actor playing the titular character certainly had a very distinctive look about him. Most do. With a long overcoat, a scarf wrapped around his neck. We had many disagreements about who we thought was the coolest character. Yeah, he has really high cheekbones and his eyes are pretty. Though I don't have to say I would have to say I prefer Jatin. Jayton. His name is now Jayton. And as a bonus, his actor is just as sassy. I love sassy. I looked at the clock hanging on the wall and realized how late it was. Whoa! It's already 1 a.m. Sorry to keep you guys up so late. I think I'm gonna hit the hay for tonight. See you guys at school tomorrow. I should probably shower and go to bed. I can't believe I stayed up this late just talking to my friends. But it was really nice. Well, to the bathroom I go. Excuse me. I took a relaxing shower. Nothing beats hot water and the feeling of being clean. After drying myself, I promptly got dressed in my PJs and crawled into bed. It's nice. Hot showers after a long day. I'm so glad I finally am going to bed. It had been a really long day. I know that I wished for something to change back in class, but I certainly didn't expect anything like this to happen today. And I have to go back to school tomorrow. I curled up on my side and tightly wrapped the blanket around me. I really wasn't in the mood to be returning to school, but my dad probably would make me go just for the sake of it. Okay. It's time to go to sleep. I reached out to the lamp on the nightstand and turned off the lights. However, my mind was so lost in the passing of my grandfather and the thoughts of inheriting something so big that it haunted my mind the entire night until the next morning. Turn it off. I shook my head and turned to clear the sleepiness out of my mind. I really didn't get any sleep last night. It's alright, time to wake up. Wait, school. Soon I realized I had to go to school. I slid out of my bed and looked at the vanity mirror. That's relief. Luckily, there was barely a bruise on my cheek. You had to squint to actually see it. I doubt anyone would actually notice it unless they leaned in real close. Breathing a sigh of relief, I got dressed, took my backpack, and caught the bus to school. It wasn't even an hour before everyone heard the news. It was approaching. I was approaching at school. I was approached at school and giving condolences for my loss. However, that wasn't what shocked my friends.
Wait, so you have the whole Anderson house to yourself? Lucky as hell, man!
I don't know if I should cry or laugh at that statement. I agree.
Quit being so sensitive, Naomi. Quit being so vulgar, Suzu. Of course you would side with her. Ha! See? At least she knows how to have fun. I know how to have fun. You don't need to be wild to have fun.
Guys, I'm going there after school because my parents want me to get used to living there.
Seriously? It hasn't even been a day since you came back to school.
I agree. I know, but my parents want me to try living there as soon as possible.
Still, that's really fast. Are you going to be okay?
We will see. Of course. But even in the comfort of my best friends, life seems to keep testing me. Oof.
Hey! Don't go around shoving people like that.
I agree.
Whoops. Did I strike a nerve, Capini?
That's a weird last name. She let out a small laugh as she twirled her hair around her finger. Lizette, one of the last people I wanted to see today.
It's not me you should be apologizing to. Oh, Anderson. Hey, how's it going?
I'm all right.
Haven't you already heard, Lizette? Of what? Her grandfather's passing. Well, I'm sorry about that. I don't really want... It doesn't really sound like you mean it. I do mean it. Earnestly. Why wouldn't I?
Typical Capini. Isn't her family involved with the mafia or something? I wouldn't be surprised if she brought out the bat from behind her back right this moment.
Rude girl? I don't even know what to say to you! Go die in a hole! Please! It would be very helpful for everybody! You're rude! That's why your name is Rude Girl. I had nearly forgotten the crowd that followed Lizette, which was mostly comprised of people that no one would see on a typical school day. No one had the slightest idea why they exactly followed Lizette around so persistently, but they labeled themselves the social equals with her.
That is out of line! Suzu comes from an honest family. Says the one whose family profits from political scandals.
I want to punch you as well.
Yeah, your dad doesn't make anything unless he's in the court with dirty politicians.
At least... I don't even know what to say to these douchebags. I agree.
Hey, let's all calm down for a second, alright? I'm sure Anderson needs some time to recuperate. I mean, what just happened? We need to give her some respect.
Thanks. I didn't think you'd be the voice of reason. ... Just stop. Stop acting like that already. Like you're feeling sorry for me.
Huh? What are you talking about?
I don't know. I'm sure you're happy to see me like this. You already have everything you wanted. And now seeing me like this, life couldn't be any better. I think she's blowing this out of proportion. Bitterness seeded from me. The words started flying out of my mouth without filter. But honestly, I don't care. I was so consumed by anger that I only saw Lizette in front of me. What exactly am I to you? Am I just another part of your obstacle course? Is that what I am? I am sick of it, Lizette. I am sick of all these charities. I'm sick of you. Gasps rose from the crowd around her, and I was brought back into the school hallway. Even my friends beside me looked like, yeah, I'm surprised. One girl looked like she was going to speak up, but Lizette held her hand up to stop her. There was an emotion in her face that I couldn't quite make out, but I could see a form of pity in her eyes. No, don't you dare pity me. I looked away from her and didn't want to see that emotion in her eyes when she was talking to me. She didn't have the right to look at me that way.
I'm sorry. I know your grandfather passing away must have really taken a toll on your emotions.
Yep. Oops.
I'm sorry. ...
She stepped towards me and put her hand on my shoulders, giving me a tiny smile, as if for old time's sake. But for some reason, I didn't feel comforted at all. Not that I was just angry at her, but the expression on her face when she leaned in close to me contorted into something complex. Something was different about her. I couldn't place it with my finger on it. I couldn't put my finger on it, but something about her was different. Definitely changed.
Well, I'll be going for now. Track meet responsibilities and all of that stuff. See you later.
Bye. Something about Lizette makes me feel uncomfortable. I wasn't just angry, but also uneasy. What was it? I had never seen her like that before. Excuse me. But I decided to pay no further attention to it. She continued running down the hallway with her gaggle of friends behind her. I refocused my attitude to Mrs. Philumps. I don't know how to say that word. Who was walking down the hallway towards me.
Is everything all right, girls?
Sure.
Nothing we couldn't handle, Mrs. P. Just a bunch of snobs. Suzu, hush! It was nothing, Mrs. Phillips.
Phillips, that's what her name is.
I see. Well, Miss Anderson, please accept my condolences for your loss.
Thank you, Miss Phillips.
Your grandfather was a good man. He really upheld the philanthropy of his company's policies, and the money that went towards charity, too.
Yep. I know. He was amazing. I really looked up to him. I wanted to be as good as him. As good as he was.
Well, I know that you'll be as great as your grandfather.
Thank you.
Hell yeah, she will. She'll be 10 times better than her grandfather.
Yep. I wonder, would I really be better than my grandfather? Everyone seemed to have high expectations of me. I wanted to do my best to make my family proud, but be better than my grandfather? What? I wasn't sure about that. From outside the school window, I saw a familiar blue car pull up. Yay. Undoubtedly, it was my father in the driver's seat. Can I say yay again in the most... Ugh. I can't even make a good... Ah! Just gonna keep going. Oh, my ride is here. Well, I guess I'll see you both tomorrow.
Want us to come with you?
Oh, no, it's okay. I'll be fine. See you later. You're the best friends a girl could have. Hi, Dad.
Hey, honey.
You cannot call me that name. You don't deserve it. As I got into the car, I noticed my father looking troubled. Clenching at his steering wheel and staring straight ahead, as if something was really bothering him.
About what happened yesterday. I'm sorry for yelling at you. Does your cheek still hurt?
How did I know that was what you were being annoying about? No, it's nothing to worry about.
I mean it. I shouldn't have laid a finger on you.
No, you shouldn't have.
You know that you're my most precious daughter.
Good.
You're all that I have.
Now you're making me feel bad. You're still a dick, though. ... Yet he couldn't bring himself to say what he could never say to me for such a long time. I always wanted to hear those words to affirm how he really felt, but I guess even now he couldn't say it to me. I turned my head away, looking towards the window. There's no point in waiting for something that'll never come. And like that, he began to drive, and the conversation between us ended. I decided to focus my attention on the passing scenery. We were taking the usual route to Grandpa's house. It was located within the vicinity of the school district, but it was still pretty far away from school. He had always lived alone. He insisted on doing these things by himself, even at his age, living in such a large house. I wonder, did he pass away with no one by his side as well? It sounds lonely and sad. It was strange that he decided to live all alone in such a large house. If anything, he could have lived with us. No, he couldn't. Your dad's a dick. Though he and my father probably wouldn't have given each other the slightest treatment and the entire time. Maybe living alone was preferable to that. I actually haven't visited him for quite a while. Visiting to his house were most frequent when I was a child, and I had grown up long since then. The last time I visited, though, I thought he looked just as he usually was, happy and healthy. But things changed. In the back of my mind, I knew that he would have to leave one day. It was only human. It wasn't like humans could live forever. So why did my heart feel so heavy? The car ride was mostly silent until he spoke up again.
How was school? Maintaining your grades, I hope.
Yes, because that is the most important thing right now. Yeah, I've been trying my best so far.
Trying? That's not really doing the best you can, is it?
That's what you decide to focus on! Ugh. I am saying what is in her head right now. With my father, the only some words I said were filtered through his ears. It was difficult to keep up a conversation without eventually talking about academics or my future, even if it was something loosely based on it. He always found a way to integrate it whenever we talked.
Anyway, your belongings are in the trunk. There isn't a lot, so I'm sure you can manage bringing them inside the house. After all, you are on the road to being independent now.
Yes, because help is something you don't give to your daughter. Yes, I can manage on my own. I don't need you, dick. I wish Mom was here. The silence resumed between us. I really wasn't sure what to say around him, especially when most of the time we didn't hold the same opinions. One question did linger in the back of my mind, though. if he was going to justify acting so nonchalant at Grandpa's funeral. I had the right to at least know why. I don't know what to do. He's not going to actually listen to me. Ow, pain. Let's leave it alone. There was no use in talking to him about it. It wouldn't get anywhere. I sighed. He gave me a side glance out of that, but didn't proceed any further. Typical. I leaned against the car door and stared out the window. I really couldn't think what would this place be like. I had been to Grandpa's house often, but it was only thing visiting, and it was around another thing actually living there. How would I manage to live on my own without training to be a house owner? I knew naturally the bills would be paid by my parents, who inherited grandfather's stocks and in the to the corporation, but I had never lived independently before. To thinking about it made me feel like some kind of bird being pushed out of its nest and then locked in a cage. Though I was technically an adult, I felt unprepared and a bit I'm gonna say dejected at the po- prospect of actually moving into a new place. Most people at my age would be ecstatic by moving in. I know, right? I mean, moving out. I know, right? After all, it would symbolize some kind of change in their life, like being on the road to independence. But I felt like it was nothing of the sort. I really hope I really hoped let I wouldn't let my parents down. I wouldn't want to let grandfather down. I would what would he be saying right now? Like, God dang it, my son, stop being a dick to your daughter. That's what he would say. That's what I would say. I gazed up at the passing clouds in the sky. If you're not out there, grandfather, how would you be doing? Would there be anything you'd want to tell me at this moment? And of course, no answer. What was what was I doing? Searching for an answer in a heaven that would or would not might or might not exist. I ducked my head to at the blurred trees and cars from the window. My head was definitely going into the clouds at the moment. Either way, I found myself being driven off to my new house. That was a lot of reading. The car rolled to a stop, and I drifted out of my thoughts.
Here we are. Go on in.
Shut up. All right, tell Mom I love her.
All right.
Love you, Dad. Shut up. Say it. You should say it to your daughter. No matter. No, make sure to come by and visit us often. No, going to miss you lots. Nothing other than a blank stare. I paused for a bit before reaching to the car door handle, waiting for any form of goodbye, but he didn't speak again. I sighed, exiting the car, hearing my dad pop open the trunk. The bags I packed last night were large enough to carry only the things I needed. I took them out, placed one on each shoulder, and closed the trunk. Then he drove off, leaving me alone in front of the mansion. I want to I wanted the blue car to fade into the distance and row before turning to my new house. Well, that's where we're gonna end right now. Next time we'll go into the mansion and see what's in there. And my dad is a dick. How can you be such a dick? And I'm doing it this way um because I think these 2 episodes will be the prologue, and then there should probably be more prologues. I'm going to stop at some point where I think that they're gonna converge, or they're gonna split apart the routes, so that it will be easier. So that you don't have to keep going back. You can just go back to the prologues. So I don't have to keep redoing it. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping to do. Anyway, hope you subscribe. Take a look at my other videos. I'm probably going to put up another video soon, like tonight maybe. And hope you have a wonderful day. Well, see ya.